Yay! Hi, guys. Welcome to our first Vitality Collective team call or masterclass, as we're going to be calling them. I know Eliza, myself, and Hannah are just so excited to have you guys all with us and on board. We've been working really hard to create some new energy, and yeah, we're just excited to share this whole thing with you guys. Our future is looking exciting and expansive, and yeah, it's just amazing. So I personally wanted to start off the call with just kind of some reflections for each of us, right? Because we're just starting this new journey together. Obviously, it's very similar to what we were doing before, but I think going into this new business venture, something that I've been thinking about a lot is what if you could, right? Why did you start this business in the first place? And if you took away all of your limiting beliefs or anything that's kind of holding you back from, like the big goal, right? Because that's our dream keeping. It's really important to tap into that, especially if you're feeling stressed or discouraged. Like going back to that, what if you could, is the reason why people end up, making it where they're trying to go, right? Keeping that end goal in sight. So I want everyone to kind of just think about that for a minute. Just take a second and think about for yourself why, when you join this, and why you join this. What if you could? What does that look like? What does that picture look like for you? What could this do for your life, right? And just kind of tap into that for a second. And some of you guys might already have that vision. Some of you guys might not know exactly what it is that you want from this, right? So just starting to think about this in general, I think this is for me, and Eliza can probably speak to this too. That's my biggest driving force behind what I'm doing and trying to problem solve to figure out with my horses. When I'm trying to problem solve to get to where I'm trying to go, right? Financial freedom, time, right? Having free time to spend with my horses or my people in my life. Thinking about having a family, like what does that look like for you? What if it's the house that you want? If it's just utilities, whatever it is, like think about that, latch onto it, keep it in your forefront of your mind. And I honestly encourage people to think about it every day. Like before you start doing your work, tap into that space, right? Because that is that manifestation of where we're trying to go, and what we're actually trying to create from this. And I think the more connected you are to that vision, the more action you're going to take towards making that happen for yourself, right? Or for ourselves. So yeah, let's see, what are people saying over here? Buy skis. Graduate college without any college debt, amazing. Being fully debt free, right? Traveling. For me, it's that house that I really dream of, and I'm, donations for people, buying property somewhere tropical to host badass retreats for all of us. Wow, see, look at all these amazing reasons why we're here, okay? And I want people to keep throwing them in there as you come, if you think of anything. But really, like, paying off credit cards sounds like freedom, amazing, right? And this is that tool, right? So I know a lot of times we can feel like, oh, how the heck am I even going to do that, right? And something that I really wanted to mention with this is this business, just because Eliza and myself and Hannah, Kristen Russell, Caroline, whoever's here, your uplines are here to support you. I think one thing for the Vitality Collective that matters to us all is encouraging you all to be the leaders that you're supposed to be, right? Like, yes, we're here to support you, but at the end of the day, the reasons why we got to where we went is because we decided to own this business as our own business, right? So like, your virtual franchise that you have within Juice Plus is yours, right? It's not mine. It's not anyone else's. So if you start to treat this as your business and take it into your own hands, I can tell you right now, amazing things will happen, right? And I know from my own experience, like when I started this business, no one told me to go look at RepRap. I just did it anyways because I was like, I need to fill myself up with information. How am I gonna get to what if I could? Because I really want that, right? And so I'm gonna make it happen for myself, right? And Hannah was a beautiful guide because she's my upline and she trained me well. But at the end of the day, it was what I chose to do with my business, right? We're here to support each other, but this is yours. And I really want you to tap into that idea and that energy, right? I spent hours watching Juice Plus videos on random, I don't even know how I got to these sites, but I found more videos and was just like dedicated to educating myself so I could talk about it, right? And continuing to just find tools for me and what was going to light me up. And that is truly what made me get to where I was going so fast. And I think for you guys, like, I just know what this possibility is, and it's yours. It's literally yours. You can do whatever you want with it. It might take work, it might take frustration, it might take feeling like you don't know what you're doing, but then that moment is usually the moment that you decide to make something out of it, right? So use those times of maybe confusion or discomfort as your fuel, because that is the fuel that's going to take you to the next place. And I don't know how I got to where I am right now, but apparently this is what I wanted to talk about. And also, I know my initial opening of the Vitality Collective was to tell you guys a little bit about it. So I will reel myself back so that we can actually just paint a vision for you of what this is for us. So the Vitality Collective, why did we want to create this team, right? For us, it feels expansive, it feels inclusive. We want to invite more male energy into our business, just like Don. I know he's got some guys with him. And I think we all can appreciate and value male energy as well. So we made everything a little bit more friendly for everyone so that we can invite all kinds of people into the business, right? And on top of that, athletes, anyone, like literally anyone fits into this group, right? And so when you're brainstorming on adding team members or doing that, we hope that you feel more expansive in who you might even invite into this, right? Now it's really like anyone is fair game, and we're creating these tools for you guys so that whoever comes in will have a lot of tools right away to start learning, right? So our master classes are focused on trainings, right? We're going to be giving you guys tools every week to do something with your business. And that is our purpose. Our tea times are going to be focused also on tools. And it's not that we weren't doing that before or anything like that. We're just even more motivated to have that like run with it energy, right? Make it happen. Let's like have people who come in not knowing anything. The second they hop on a call, they're going to gain something from it and move forward with it. So we're just so excited about all of it, if you can't tell. And I just, my piece of this is, what if you could think about that every single day? Because if you have that driving force, I keep saying horsepower, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But if you have that driving force behind you and you allow that to be your fuel for action, I promise you that your business will move forward. And you got to stick with that vision. You can't forget it. You got to try new things. You got to take it as your own and make this business yours. And we're here to help you. So I'm going to pass it over to Eliza. She's got some more stuff to share.
Thanks, Sophia. And hi, everyone. I know I don't know all of you directly yet, but it's so nice to be here with all of you and for everyone watching the recording. Welcome to this new journey, this new path, this new excitement for our business. And I want to talk a little bit about confidence and self-belief, and I want to use myself as an example because I know what it feels like to get started in this business and you're feeling all the feels, right? Like this is a very new thing to you. Even if you've been in this business for a while, And maybe you're at a promotion and you feel like you want that next promotion so bad, but for whatever reason, you're not there yet. And a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings can come up with that, and kind of similar to like how Sophia talked a little bit about like what if and your why and being really connected to that. Like there's a reason why we bring it up so much, because that is the thing that's going to light your ass on fire. And I mean that in a way because it's like you need something every single day that's going to help you continue showing up to this. That showing up doesn't have to look like 8 hours a day, right? Like imagine what your business and your life would look like if you put a half an hour or an hour towards this every single day or 5 days a week. Like you get to really decide what that consistency looks like to you. Because when I started this business 3.5 years ago, I came into this with zero self-worth, zero confidence, always wanting to be an entrepreneur, but really didn't know how to make it work. I had already tried to start 2 businesses before that, and I don't want to use the word failed, but they weren't the thing that I needed to do in this life, right? Like things needed to shift, and it wasn't what I was really lit up about, but I really always had that spirit, but I didn't know how to make it happen. So I know that feeling all too well. It can be really easy to look at people, whether it is Sophia, Hannah, other people that you really admire in this business that seem to like have it going on. They know what they're doing. They're getting to those promotions fast. And oftentimes, if you're ever in that position where you're like, I'm really happy for them, but I don't even know how to get there. I don't even know how to talk to people. Like, why am I doing this in the first place? And I don't want to project like, if you're feeling that way or not. I'm really just trying to use this as a personal experience, because I know for a fact that when people start this business, you know, they start for a reason, and then all these fears, all these doubts can come up when they're actually like putting things into action and starting to talk to people and, you know, asking somebody for their credit card or going to an event or hosting an event, like whatever it is. I promise you that you can do this, right? If I can do this, you can do this. I wish I had a video camera to show you myself and my life 3.5 years ago, because I had no vision, no self-confidence, no self-worth. Sorry, it's getting really dark in my house, so hopefully I'm just going to be this little ghost. But what I did was I like leaned into the support of this community so much. Like I was even hesitant to go to an event because I had a lot of blocks around money, right? I had a lot of blocks around everything. But my upline, who's Kristen Hilmer, like really, really encouraged me to like, you do not have to do this alone. This is a really different type of business. Usually entrepreneurship or business, even if you have business partners, I feel like a lot of times that path, whether you're a coach or an entrepreneur of some kind, can oftentimes feel like you're doing this kind of alone. And that's not what this community is. Like you have the support of so many people who have done it before you and have a lot of experience with how to talk to people, how to actually raise your confidence, how to step into your self-worth. And I am the first one to tell you, the only way, I can't say this is the only way, the really transformative way to step into that self-worth and confidence so you can actually start believing in yourself, because so much of this has to do with belief, whether it's the belief in the product, the belief in the industry, yourself, or the company. That's why we talk about this so much, is by taking action. Yes, I am a firm believer in visualization and meditation and writing your goals down and getting really clear on what you want. But it's what you do with that awareness afterwards that really is going to help you transform to your core. Not that you already aren't an amazing human, an amazing soul on this earth, because you absolutely are. This is about stepping into a greater expression of who you are, right? And this is such a beautiful pathway to be able to do that. And I promise you, the small little steps of taking action every single day or 5 days a week or 4 days a week, whatever that consistency looks like to you, is what is going to help you feel more confident. I would not be here if I just tried to like visualize my goals to the point and just didn't take action. I'm sorry, but it has to be both. All right. And the first step is getting really clear on what you want. And again, maybe you don't know what you want, like Sophia said, and that's okay, because honestly, if somebody asked me that 3.5 years ago, I'd be like, I don't know. That's why I'm starting this, because it seems like a pretty clear path to like build a business that I don't have to like create the product or like create the business on my own. right? So my goal at that time when I started was to pay for my own products. Like that was my goal. It was $160 a month or something like that, right? So it doesn't have to be this big lofty thing if you like don't know what that is yet, but to get really clear on what it is you're going for. Because oftentimes, like when we feel really inspired to our core, that is when we take action. I really encourage you to just like, if you're curious about what this is and where this could go for you, even though maybe you don't have all the answers right now, you don't really know a lot of like how you're going to get there, you don't need to know the how. You really don't need to know the how. Try and really detach from it and just start taking steps, because the how will happen when you take action. And I really want to encourage you also to like think about, this is what my a beautiful mentor in my life has really encouraged me to do. Whether I feel super inspired or whether I feel stuck or anywhere in between, like it doesn't really matter where you're at, but just something to continue to return to, was think about, you know, if it's the first promotion, if it's the second promotion, if it's a number dropping into your bank account every single month, consistency that's going to help you pay off your debt, that's going to help you buy that tropical property on an island like I want to do, whatever it is. Okay, like when you write that down and you can really know, like imagine to your core, like you got that promotion, you got that paycheck, you got that $500 consistently dropping in your bank account. Who would that version be and how would they show up? Start showing up as that today. Whether it's how you show up for yourself, how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, the action that you take every single day, how you're showing up in the world, behind the scenes, on the scenes, or on the set, whatever you want to say. You know, like really, really start to imagine and become the embodiment of who you want to be in this business, right? How would you actually feel and how would you be acting if you got the promotion, if you got the 10 clients? You know, if you got the message from Sophia that your paycheck just raised to $300, $500 every single month, I'm so fucking proud of you. Sorry if that offends anyone, but I cuss. You know, like how would that feel for you? Like who would that version be and how can you start showing up as that today? Because so often the clients that we want, the money that we want, the freedom that we want, the position that we want is literally like right at your fingertips. And the only thing that is keeping you from that is because you don't believe that you can be that embodiment of what that is today. And this isn't about like faking it until you make it, because to be completely honest, like I don't really believe in a lot of that. Like if you start to connect with me more and more, you'll definitely start to just, my beliefs are that you need to also do the inner work that it takes to believe to your core that you are worthy and deserving of every single thing that you desire. Because if you have any struggles around that you actually to your core don't believe that you're deserving of this $500 every single month, of receiving 5 new clients, of building a team of your own, it's not to say that it won't ever happen to you, but the thing that we're trying to help you do is to get there quicker. Right? Like that's what this community is for. That's why all these master classes are going to help you get there. It's going to help you shift. Like this is about shifting into like the vibration of who that version is. And to me, the most lasting way to do that is also to do the inner work of like, all right, I don't feel super worthy of this. I don't feel really deserving. Why do I feel that way? And where does it come from? Like actually go to the root of where this stuff comes from, because to be honest, this is really deep stuff and it can be really intense work, but that is why you have this community. That is why you have these sisters, these brothers, these people here who have your back and are here to support you. They're here to talk to you. They're here to guide you through whatever you need to be guided on. They're here to remind you of who you are. And every single one of you is so powerfully capable of making this work for yourself. All right. And what I encourage you to do is if you do like that deep work of asking yourself these high quality questions, right? Like, where does this shit come from? I don't feel good enough. Where does it come from? Well, when I was 10 years old, I started like something outside of myself told me that I couldn't have this, or I was bad because I did this one thing. And then all of a sudden as an adult, I don't believe that I'm worthy. Like a lot of this stuff is really deep. I know Hannah's really into inner child stuff, and I'm sure we'll do a master class on it someday because it is really potent and transformative stuff. What I encourage you to do when you're also doing this like personal growth, this spiritual growth, this, personal expansion, if you will, is to also allow yourself to like do something that brings you joy and helps you feel like you are playing like a kid. Because it can feel oftentimes like this personal growth path, I know, can feel like a lot of feels when you're doing it, right? You're starting to become really vulnerable. You're cracking yourself open to like different ways of thinking and living and all this stuff. And like, it can be really intense sometimes. So like, it's okay. Like, you doing this stuff does not mean that there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're broken. It just means that you can feel that you have this burning desire of capability inside of you, and you want to fucking ignite it. And you know what you are capable of inside, because I see it and Hannah sees it. Sophia, like we all see it within each one of you. And we are here to be a living reminder of who you are every single day, however much you need it, and really lean into that love and support. The last thing I want to say is a couple practical ways. Actually, I'll say this first. Something like a mantra for me that has really been really powerful in the past 3.5 years of putting myself out there, allowing myself to be seen, whether that's on social media or to my family and friends, of like, this is what I'm doing. And like, yeah, I don't fully have confidence in myself yet, but like I do really resonate with this and I want to see where it goes. So I'm just going to follow that curiosity. This is my mantra every single day with Juice Plus. I want to see what will happen if I don't give up. All right, let's let that land for a minute. Add that to your affirmations or whatever you need to do. Right? It gets to be this like beautiful inner healing work to really, really help you believe that you can make this happen. And it gets to be super fun and silly. And Hannah's going to bring out her pixie whip sometimes and we'll play with the disco ball and like listen to house music and dance, right? Like it gets to be personal growth and a lot of fun. So know that we're here for that. And that is what we want to infuse into this new journey, into this community. And what I really encourage you to do, a couple takeaways, is like, no matter where you are in this business, this doesn't change. I know I'm like completely dark now, but this doesn't change. Of really, really leaning into the support. And the way that I mean this is connection calls. You've probably heard this before, 3-way phone calls, and maybe whatever you feel when you hear that. I want to help and encourage you to like, especially if you are beginning in this business, like I get it. You don't really know what to say. You don't really know what you're doing yet. You don't really know how to explain this to people, even though it like makes sense to you and you like love the product and you definitely have like, you want to see where this goes. This is the way that I do connection calls, right? So say somebody, and you won't have to do these forever, but when you're starting the business, this can be really powerful. This like 3-way validation, right? Is say that I have somebody that's interested in the business or the product. I'm just going to pretend like I just started this business, right? And I like want them to feel really supported. Essentially, like I want the client because I know what this does for people and I know it has high value and I want them to be taken care of really well. But I'm a beginner at this and I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, or I'm kind of afraid to be a little messy and like these fears are coming up. So all I say to this person is, I would love to talk to you more about this. This is after I've shown them some sort of resource, right? A video or whatever it is. I would love to chat with you more about this. When do you have some free time to hop on the phone for 15 minutes or 20 minutes? You get to decide the time. The shorter, the better. It seems more reasonable for people in their life, right? People will tell you, you guys can create a date. On the day of that date, I say, like, I give them, we're going to hop on Zoom. Thank you, quarantine. Everyone knows what Zoom is now. Okay, so you don't have to explain it. What I say to people is I just tell them that my friend Sophia is going to hop on the call with me because I'm new at this. And I want to make sure that they get all their questions answered and that they feel super supported. I don't ask them if they're okay with this. I don't ask them if they want to get on a 3-way phone call. First, I just tell them, when can you get on a phone call? I'd love to chat with you more. And then second, the day of, when you're actually going to do the call, is when you just tell them that Sophia, or whoever your upline is, or whoever you're getting on that 3-way validation call, that this is the person that's going to get on, because I want your questions to be answered and I want you to feel really supported. And what you do is, when you get on that 3-way call, is you let your you're going to introduce your person to whoever you brought on that call, right? And then Sophia is going to take it away. And all I'm going to do is sit back and listen and observe. That is how I built my business for the first year. Kristen Hilmer, thank you. I love you so much. She helped me get my first 15 customers. Like, she literally got those customers for me because I didn't know what to say. I was so afraid of talking to people. I was so many doubts, so many fears, no self-belief. So if that is you, like, in any way, shape, or form, please lean into your support system. We're here for you. And what started happening is that Kristen eventually would like invite me into talking more, whether it was sharing my story or talking a little bit about Juice Plus and like how it's absorbed in the body and how it's different. And like, the only reason why I'm here today, from coming from such a low place, is because of those 3-way connection calls. And again, you won't have to do this your entire life. That's saying it to you and your upline, because let's be real, no one wants to be on 100 3-way phone calls every single day, right? So that's not the point of this. The point of it is for this to be duplicatable, but really lean into that, right? And if you need to remember like that kind of formula, then just rewatch this video. But I promise, like, I am hoping that this can be an encouragement to like let you feel that you do not have to do this alone. You do not have to talk to people alone in the beginning. Lean into your support, and just, you get to sit back and listen and observe how Sophia or whoever your upline is talks, and how they coach people and how they guide people to whether they become a customer or whether they're just like genuinely asking the person, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this doesn't interest you at all, and 10 being I want to get started, like where do you fall on that spectrum? You know, and really just asking really good questions, and you get to allow your upline to do that, and you get to sit back and listen. Right, so that is kind of my practical tip for just how you can really start to feel more confident in this, and how you can lean into the support of this community, because we've got you, we love you, and we're here for you, and we really want to watch you and see you transform and thrive, because you deserve that to your core. Every single human on this planet does. So anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. I love you all so much. Sophia or Hannah, do you guys have anything to add? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I'm enrolled in this Attraction Marketing Network marketing course right now, and I watched an hour-long Ray Higdon video. And if you guys don't know who Ray Higdon is, you will, because we will share some of his stuff. He's an amazing tool. And if you want to connect with him now, look him up. He's amazing. But one thing he said in the beginning of the video was, what are you waiting for? Like, if you know this is what you want, why not start now? Like, you know, and if you really think about it, we put things off because of who knows what, you know, like I honestly had a couple months where I was like, you know, questioning myself, feeling whatever, and kind of holding off on my end goal, even though I know it's going to happen and I know where I'm going. I even paused for like 2 months, and I was like, what am I doing? And then he said that, and I'm like, of course, why not do it now? Like, why wait for whatever it is that you're trying to create? You know, just think about that. Like, if you have this goal, start today, start now, and it will happen. It will start moving in that direction, and your energy will be starting to transform this thing into where you're trying to make it go. So start today, start tomorrow. If that's what you want, why wait? So I think that's basically all that I was going to say. Does anyone have anything else to add or questions? I know we're like 2 minutes over, but we're happy to answer any questions, or if anyone has a comment. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Please send us your photos and bio questions, please, because we are making the Instagram and Facebook pages. We need all of your faces on there. So if you haven't already, fill that out, send it our way. We're so excited to get you guys on our social media platforms and also utilize those tools. So have a great rest of your night. We love you guys. We're so excited.